Metalfab is proud to introduce this custom pumper tanker built for the Sydney River, Nova Scotia Fire Department. It is built on a 2011 Spartan MetroStar chassis that is powered by a 380 horsepower Cummins engine, an Allison 3000 EVS transmission, seating for 6 firefighters, and this has the vehicle data recorder and seatbelt monitoring system. There is a built-in Koosmal battery conditioner with built-in air compressor. The front bumper is a 6-inch extension with dual air horns and dual 100-watt sirens. The lighting package is a Wayland LED light package. There is the additional chrome package at the bottom of the chassis doors and behind the door handles, along with the rear cab corners. The body is a 1,000 gallons tank with a 1050 pump, dump valve in the rear, and intermediate compartments on both sides with electric racks for the porta tank and ladders. Behind the chassis cab there are FRC extendable lights. On top of the pump house there is an open top storage with the plumbing for the monitor. Ahead of the pump panel there are 2 pre-connected lines that are stored on dual direction sliding trays to allow for easy reloading of the pre-connects. On the pump panel on the right hand side there's an FRC and control governor. On the left hand side there's the discharge control for every discharge along with the color coded gauges. In the middle portion there are 2 controls for the electric gated inlets for the 6-inch suctions. There is a pre-primer system on this unit. At the lower portion there is a 2.5-inch discharge and a 2.5-inch gated inlet. There is a 110 volt outlet on the pump panel, and at the bottom there are the drains for every discharge. Underneath the pre-connects there is a storage compartment for the wheel chocks. The bumper is non-slip to meet ULC, and underneath the pump house there is a heat pan and a suction side relief valve. On the left side body at the upper portion there are 2 Federal GH scene lights. There is a Zyco porta tank rack that has a painted aluminum cover and deck plate behind to protect the paint finish. The compartments are intermediate. The front compartment has a pull-out tray, an adjustable shelf, the 12 volt electrical panel, and every compartment is lighted with LED lights and vented to the outside. The compartment over the wheel well has a flush mount aluminum door. Inside the rear wheel well there is a Zyco ditch light, 2 Wayland flashers, and the fuel fill for the chassis. The rear compartment has a pull-out tray and an adjustable shelf. The hose bed at the top is covered with an aluminum deck plate cover. There is a adjustable hose bed divider and a fixed divider. Underneath the hose bed there's a traffic bar recessed into the rear of the body. There is a 2.5-inch and 4-inch discharge on the left hand side. There are folding steps on the left hand side as well, with a Zyco access ladder on the right hand side. Underneath the hose bed there is a full height compartment that has storage for 5 SCBA tubes. There's an electrically controlled dump valve and a 4-inch direct tank fill, along with a adjustable shelf, 2 axes, and a triple hose wrench holder. On the outer edges there are 2 storage tubes for 6-inch suction hoses and the controls for the Zyco porta tank rack and ladder rack. Underneath the right side fender top there is storage for 2 pipe poles and an attic ladder. On the outer edges there are Wayland LED flashers, brake light, turn signal, and backup lights. There are also 2 110 volt outlets on the rear and a pry bar mounted between the rear compartment and the rear non-slip step. The entire rear is covered with NFPA 1901 reflective striping. The right side pump panel has an intermediate step to gain access to the open top storage. There is a deck plate door to gain access to the pump compartment. The right side pump panel has a 2.5-inch discharge, 4-inch high vol discharge, gated 6-inch and 2.5-inch inlets. The ladders, which are 35-foot 3-section and 14-foot roof, are stored on Zyco electric racks. The front compartment has a Honda 5,000 watt generator with an electrical panel and adjustable shelving. In the rear wheel well area, there are 2 Whelen flashers with a Zyco ditch light, along with a small compartment with flush mount aluminum door. The rear compartment has a pull-out tray and adjustable shelf.